or someone would ask me the other day, she's like, what are you going to do when you actually find someone really similar to you? Would you get along? I was like, gosh, no way. All warfare is based on deception. Hence, when we are able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must appear inactive. When we are near, we must make the enemy believe we are far away. When far away, we must make him believe we are near. So this is an extract from the book, The Art of War by Sun Tzu.
Sun Tzu. I remember reading up on this guy in history back in the day. Essentially, for those out there that don't know who Sun Tzu is, he was a Chinese general and military strategist and writer. I think he lived, I'm going to say 500 BCE, around then.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was somewhere around then. I remember doing a little bit of research and there was a lot of numbers. I think that was pretty close.
And essentially The Art of War started off as a book for military strategists, but it expanded and it's still relevant today and is used by, still in the military, but used by also business leaders and like pretty much anyone can apply these sort of concepts that...
it's just a good read. It's just such an interesting read in terms of how there's 13 chapters have stood the test of time, and it's still probably one of the leading strategy books to date.
Yeah, there's only a few books like that I know that have been back from so long ago and are still so prominent today. And
And look, we'll jump into the concepts. The concept that I really picked out from this little extract for me was being aware of being manipulated. So I guess the whole extract touches on manipulating your enemy. I think it's really important to put yourself in the position of the enemy, which is so common in this modern day world. Like, for example, we're consumers. Every day we're consumers. So we have to be aware that people don't have to be truthful all the time. They can skew your opinion and your perspective by, giving you certain bits of information and withholding other bits of information. So I think just being aware that we can be manipulated in everything is really, really important.
Yeah, it also gives you like a sense of power, like an understanding of knowing that you can be manipulated. So you always thinking can think about things from an angle of like, is this completely true or is this not completely true? Like, what's the goal here?
Yeah. And I guess just touching on that too, is that this is prevalent throughout all levels. Like this is up the whole chain of the hierarchy of society. It's like, yeah, they can be on a day-to-day basis with, the average Joe walking by. It's also in the huge brands that literally control the economy, and the governing bodies that determine how the world plays out essentially. Like, just because someone holds a position of power somewhere above you, it doesn't mean we put them on the pedestal and we take their word for exactly what they say. Anyone has the capacity to be able to give certain bits of information and withhold other bits, to be able to change what you think.
Yeah, no, that's spot on.
In terms of applying that into our own lives, I think one big thing is marketing. Like that, pretty much that's exactly what marketing is.
It's a game of lies.
It is a game of lies, and it's who can give the best lies and convince someone that that's the best truth.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a battle out there every day. Like you walk out there, people are competing for your money, in literally everything. You walk to the supermarket, you've got a battle between companies, literally on the shelves next to each other. And I think just being aware of that these people have, they will try and get your money, and will they do it in an ethical way? Probably not. They want to win that battle. They want to be the one that comes out on top.
Yeah.
So I think be able to sieve through and find actual information and facts and evidence, not just looking at what people tell you to think, I think is a really, really important thing.
It is so important to be able to do that at this current stage of where we are in the world, in terms of like all the information out there, the different ways people deceive you. Like what we were talking about, like, I don't know, maybe a while ago, like food and stuff, like these health heart check ticks, like, oh yeah, you instantly look at this food, oh yeah, it's good. it's good because it's got this tick, but
Yeah.
really it's not good for you, and it's kind of ruining your health. So being aware of that gives you this power to sort of, I guess, have more
Understand.
control.
Yeah. You know your place.
Yeah.
You know that you're subject to being manipulated, and then all of a sudden you're aware of it. The
Mm.
big one for me is that 5-star health rating.
Yeah.
Like it's laughable. It's honestly laughable. Like up and goes get given like something like 4.5 or something, and they're literally just like a sugary drink.
Yeah.
And yeah, but you wouldn't know unless you're open to the fact that people are going to try and change what you think about something to try and win that battle, trying to get that money in this day and age.
No, exactly. And yeah, it just goes on like with like we've seen how fake news has pretty much changed like I guess some political decisions has um made people believe one thing, like put polarized people against each other by like creating this fake
Mm.
news. It just adds like onto I guess a responsibility for everyone to sort of try to be aware of how what you're reading or what you're watching or what you're consuming is manipulating you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. And it's just being able to become aware of that, I think is the first step.
Mm. The red pill or the blue pill.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess like that was a really good concept. And I guess one concept that came out to me was also the power of being the manipulator in this sense, like
So like the flip side
the
essentially
flip side.
of
Exactly.
yeah.
And like the thing that I learnt is that you have the ability to change how people perceive you or what people know about you,
Yeah.
and use it for good, I'd say, but some people use it for bad, but definitely use it for good. And just know that maybe you're not, if you, like, for example, you have a stereotype or you think you're this sort of thing and that you're not happy with, just know that you can essentially break that perception that people have of you by doing different things or reading the full art of war, reading the whole book and learning the real art.
Of deceiving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I totally agree. And I mean there's I mean, I guess business is a really good example of this one. There is so much power available if you can actually figure out how to change someone's perception
Mm.
of you or your product. Like for example, there's the concept of, I guess, a way we can apply it to real life is fake it till you make it.
Hands
Like,
down.
for example, let's apply it to the podcast, for example. We come across another podcast who like has all the professional. They've got all that. They look amazing. They have all the bells and whistles. They come across. They're just telling you all these amazing things and like how great they're going. Essentially, you've been given bits of information to skew your perspective, when really behind the scenes they might just be literally nothing. And then you're just kind of like, well, all I got was the bits of information they wanted me to see, and all the other actual facts and evidence got hidden away. So in that way, they've become aware of the power of manipulating someone to be able to change their perception of what they think of that person, because then
Mm.
are much more likely to go out and want to buy this box of cookies because they've marketed that it has 40% less sugar than other cookies, when really it's just twice the size, and they just use different things. Like we can apply, I guess, to like you said, the stereotypes things too.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if I wasn't a very confident person and I went out to a bar to try and pick up a girl, what do you think is going to go better? Me being the person that I am and being shy and worried and anxious and not doing anything, or being like, you know what? I know this is what I am deep down inside, but to be able to achieve what I'm after here, I got to be able to shift their perspective. And then you come across with this different demeanor, which, you're giving them these bits of information, being like, I'm this confident, bold, and outgoing person, because then you've matched maybe what you've met their needs essentially
Yeah.
much better than what the real side of you would have. but then essentially it's still that real side of you. You've just kind of decided what bits of information and what perspective to give other people.
Spot on. Yeah, fake it till you make it. That's always been a big part of my drive and push. Like for me, I've noticed many times I've faked it, and then I believed it, and then I've made it. Like it works almost like that. Like if you really just believe you're this confident person, you will eventually become this confident person, and you eventually might get the girl's number.
If you're lucky and respectful.
And yeah. And like, I guess another way to apply it is definitely marketing, in terms of marketing yourself in jobs a bit.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't go like completely faking your whole resume, but
that's a battle. It's you versus other applicants.
Yeah.
And you know, if they're doing all they can to win, why would you not do all you can to win? You know, it's that thing of, you know, do all the there was that part of acting when your enemy isn't ready, you know, being there a bit earlier, you know, just being around the scene where that CEO might be, to get to watch you do something. You know, there's always little other bits that we can do around that, you know, that we can use to change their perspective and show them that you're this, when really you might just go home and just be like, yeah, it's Friday, like you're staying at work late, get home and it's a whole new person. But the thing is, they didn't get to see that. They got to see the bits that you wanted to see.
Yeah.
Look, I guess spot on. Just to finish that one up, all warfare is based on deception. That's the moral of the story.
What is it? You got to win the battle in your mind before, or the battle is won in the mind before it's won on the battlefield.
Yeah, like exactly. That. That's good memory. I bet that's the quote everyone would really know.
Yeah. No, mate, that was a good one. Art of War. Be sure to check that out, guys. You can pick up a little thing here or there and implement that in your own war on 2021.
Yeah, war on life. Well, we hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you next time.
All right, see you later, mate.